PoE1, watch out. We are back, boys. Movement speed. First, I'm gonna say this right now. This build is not the best build in the world, okay? It's just for fun, and if you want to play it for fun, and it's not going to be some like incredibly like insane like thing. The base of this build is based off of Molten Burst, right? And Molten Burst is a skill that looks like this. You just shoot a big ball, and then the big ball will shoot smaller projectiles. You see the smaller projectiles in front? Normally, the skill does like negative single target damage, right? Because I think it's a 275 skill, right? And there's like no real way to really do damage with the skill unless you get wall chain and the boss is near a wall, right? And then the sparks will chain off the wall back to the boss, and then you can have single target damage. And even when that happens, it's only 275 times, I think 8, because there's a number of 8 shrapnels that hits. Yeah, and this can't be modified, right? So it's 275 x 8, which is like really, really good, but you need a wall. But this league, they came out with a new support called Nova Projectiles, right? And what this does is it makes you fire your projectiles. At first, it gives you 4 more projectiles at the cost of 40% more damage. And it makes you fire 4 projectiles in a circle, right? And you're like, how is that going to be good for my single target, right? It makes the shrapnel also fire in a circle instead of in a direction. And what that does is the shrapnels, you see the black spots on the ground, it lands back at where you first started. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. You see there's 4 shrapnel like right next to my character. So not only do you get the initial fireball, that hit, you get 4. And you see there's 4 shrapnel here. So you would get 275 times 4 plus the initial 275, right? Making it like a somewhat okay skill. Keep in mind, 275 times 4 is like 50% more than a single explosive grenade, right? So it's not like the best in the game, right? But it's still doable. It's still like sort of playable, right? So that's like how the skill does damage. You have to be in melee range, like pretty much inside the boss to do damage, and you shotgun him with the shrapnel coming back. Okay, that's number 1 on why the skill even works. Okay, so this skill has a secondary component, which is when you press the skill, it moves according to which like direction you're going, right? So normally it looks like this, and you're like, well, that doesn't look very good. That's kind of slow. Not very good, right? But when you get enough attack speed through Falcon Dive, right? Because Falcon Dive is 1 attack speed for 250 accuracy, and you get all the accuracy nodes on your tree, and you stack accuracy on your gear, you get something like 50,000 accuracy. And when you get 50,000 accuracy, it starts looking like this, right? Not bad, right? Or 30,000 accuracy. Then you get heightened accuracy, then it starts looking like that, right? And then you put on Rigwalds, which is 20% more attack speed when you're in weapon set 1, and then it starts looking like that, right? And then this is just for damage. So like then you get really, really fast, and you could just move on through your map just by holding down right click, and it's like faster than maybe like 100 movement speed on like any character, right? So that's how like the base skill works in this character, right? So the whole entire tree is to stack accuracy, right? You have accuracy with one-handers here, accuracy with one-handers here. Resolute Technique gives you double accuracy. This gives you 25% more attack speed while you only have 1 weapon. This is accuracy per or attack speed for accuracy. This is accuracy per or attack speed for accuracy. Accuracy here, accuracy here, accuracy here, and basically accuracy wherever you can get it. And then the rest of your tree is just increased damage and some stuff, right? And then when you're attacking so fast, you can see how it drains your mana. But this league, we have Viper Cap, right? And Viper Cap gives you Defy 2, which says insufficient mana doesn't prevent the use of the skill. So you can basically just spam it, right? So more accuracy, more speed, more damage, blah, 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 blah. And then since you're attacking so fast, your Herald of Thunder is proccing all the time. We have Lightning Attunement, elemental focus. This is just damage. The bone shrapnel is because you have pin from your tactician, and so when you pin a target and you kill it, an explosion happens around that pin, and it helps you clear. This is one of the most broken nodes in the game right now. With a single spirit neck, you have 161 spirit, right? It essentially gives you 320 spirit. And this league, stuff like Precision 1 and Precision 2 is stackable, right? And so that's what makes you get even more accuracy than you currently have. And this costs like 20 spirit, right? And this is like 10, so they're not entirely free. One of the things that people haven't really looked at this league is Trinity, right? And because Trinity is so hard to do, to get all three in the game, besides using painter's gloves, people just don't really look at this thing. But if you have only 2 sources of damage, right? So that means you get 200 max, right? For 50 spirit on this, you have 200 resonance, and it's divided by 30, right? So you get 6.66, which doesn't it's just 6 times 6, right? So you get 36% more damage from Trinity with 2 sources up, right? If you can see a map, I always have 2 sources up. So 36% more damage for 2 spirit is just like utterly insane, right? For anything. So for half of the ascendancy, you get all of that damage, and you get, you know, all of these support things, right? Right now we're using Olroths. Olroth basically gives you a shield, right? Whenever you use it. And it's because that we have so much spirit, we can use Herbalism 1 and 2. And then when you basically activate Olroth, you get a 2100 shield, right? That's with you all the time. But even with the 2100 shield and like 3000 life, you can still get freaking like one shot pretty easily in this game. Anyways, so behind Tactician, you still have banners, and banners is actually even a lot of damage on top of that, right? If you look at like banners, if you put banners placed, War Banner is actually 31% more damage without the 25 attack speed. You're looking at maybe like 35%, 36% more damage from when you drop a War Banner. So on top of the damage that you get from the Spirit, you also get banners, which is, you know, a huge part of your like, you know, single target damage. Without it, it's kind of just like poo-poo, right? So you just like, when you go on a boss, you just drop your banners, and Dread Banner gives you 4 max res and also like sustain your flash charges, right? So it's like pretty good. Anyways, so that's part of the defensive stuff that we're doing. And of course, like Constricting Viper gives you, you know, all your nodes for increased damage. I'm just using a evasion chest with res right now for a little bit of evasion. I don't think having like 6,000 armor really makes a difference. This is like some of my old gear that I have from my Deadeye. It's basically Spirit plus 3 proj. The rings are just accuracy plus res plus life plus flat. Gloves triple mod. You use Cat Talismans this league for 90% increased accuracy on 3 socket gloves, so you can go pew pew. Movement speed doesn't matter. These are my old boots from my other build, but I don't really move around in this build. I just hold down right click, so movement speed doesn't really matter. And just res belt. Basically, that's how the build works. Double banners, Wind Dancer for more evasion, Herald of Thunder for clear, Molten Blast, and then I have Bone Shatter here with Defy too, so I don't run out of mana. Rapid Attacks 3, and more accuracy, and Rage 3 because it's 15% more attack speed when you're not on max rage, and it looks like this while you're moving around in maps, right? It's like faster than 200 movement speed Deadeyes when you press Bone Shatter when you need to move around the map, but you can still get stuck like pretty easily. It's definitely faster than this, but yeah, it's like freaking crazy when you use Bone Shatter to move. Oh, I forgot to explain my single target setup. So you have 2 weapons here, right? What you have to do is, this is your default screen, right? You have to put your primary weapon here and you lock it in like that. And then you put your secondary weapon right here. And what that does is, on a weapon swap, because I have a manual weapon swap right now for single target damage, you weapon swap and it will lock in your primary weapon and use your secondary. So you're dual wielding, and when you're dual wielding, you lose your 25% attack speed from the bonus, right? And you get 15% less attack speed, but you get double the amount of projectiles. So you look like this. You're slower, but your single target becomes like insane because you can see the number of projectiles that lands like in this area, and that's what dual wielding looks like in with this setup. And this is how I do my single target. So I'm like 500k. I'm like 500k with a single target. On the dual wield setup, I'm like way higher, right? Maybe like 1,000,000 DPS. It's okay. It's fun. You're gonna die once in a while because you're melee and you're not all that tanky. So it is what it is. I definitely don't think this is a very good like pinnacle like single target freaking build. The single target is rather like weak, maybe like 500k to 1,000,000. You can use a shield, but it's not very good either. If you're looking for cheap things, you probably shouldn't be playing this because you need like a lot of gear to get it working like right to not die. It's kind of a very expensive build in general. Can you show you a map? Yeah, I can show you a map. Like the build just functions a lot better on open maps. You can tell, right? Like you just like hold down the direction, and you kind of just like, unless if you get stuck on a tree or something, you're just like going around and you're just like shitting on everything. And you're just like, nyang, 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 nyang. Play Warrior Stampede. I don't know if I want to play. I don't know if I want to play more maces. Do I want to play more maces? I feel like I've done my one. It's like you know, it's like okay. I had fun with this like for a while, but I'm probably not gonna make another build. I'm probably like gonna take a break from the game in a sec. I don't know. I'm freaking. I don't know. I feel like I probably should make some other builds, but I don't know. I feel like there's kind of like nothing to do in the end game except for me just killing random monsters. So, and I don't want to just play campaign every day. You know what I mean? It's not even a crash out. What? It was a pretty fun league. I had a good time playing the game for like an but PoE 2 is like a 2 weeks game right now for me. It's like I can't force myself to play can you force yourself to play Diablo 3 for more than like a few days? Like no, right? Like it's the same thing, kind of like it doesn't have enough content for you to like stay engaged with the game for a long amount of time. It was fun for the time that I played this league, at least. I think most people can agree, right? That's all I ask for, man. If you think I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Right? If you think I'm wrong, just prove me wrong. Just show me a single POB, man. Here,